DeCock Welcome to the Final Four of the Unexpected and Unwanted. Minneapolis Bruce Pearl may not have been the last person the NCAA wanted to see at a podium in front of a Final Four logo, but the list of less desirable candidates isn't all that long. That's the same Bruce Pearl who had to stay away from college basketball for 3 years after lying to NCAA investigators at Tennessee. The same Bruce Pearl that there are a few unwanted guests at this Final Four, one the NCAA and CBS probably would have preferred have turned out differently, with Pearl here and Zion Williamson only swinging through town to accept awards. Half the field is composed of football schools with only a passing historic interest in basketball instead of a Kentucky or a North Carolina. Tom Izzo's present, even virtuous Virginia isn't exactly salve for CBS wounds, since Tony Bennett's redemptive quest to win the title a year after falling victim to the most shocking upset in the history of the tournament unfortunately happens to involve a style of basketball efficient and effective as it may be that makes most casual fans want to claw their eyes out. There is, at least, a clash of styles that should make for entertaining viewing. Patient Virginia and frantic Auburn, veteran Michigan State and smothering Texas Technical. If the Final Four, the basketball always rises above whatever else is going on, and in this particular era of the sport, whatever. As ever, enjoyment of this tournament, its exquisite pathos and drama balanced against the at times superhuman feats of the players, is tempered by awareness of its base inequity and the willing suspension of outrage. After a year spent soul-searching and rise commissioning, the sport of college basketball has found itself about where it started, still facing many of the same issues it hoped to have addressed by this point in time, still awaiting the resolution of some aspects of the federal investigation while facing a new onslaught of lawsuits and public scrutiny over whether the always growing riches should be split with the athletes. Something about Williamson's shoe explosion, the sight of the season's most exciting player injured by a defective shoe his university gets millions for making him wear while he gets nothing, seemed to crystallize public opinion in a way it hadn't before, amplifying already influential voices like Jay Bilas and Dick Vitale. While the NCAA has yet to get the information it needs from federal prosecutors to start its own investigation of schools implicated in the corruption trials, real change continues to happen elsewhere. The NCAA, change is coming, even if no one can quite wrap their mind around what form it will take, giving this Final Four a distinct fin de siècle aura. This probably isn't. Visit the News and Observer Raleigh, North Carolina. Ed. Related slideshow best photos of the NCAA tournament provided by Iman.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.